Hi guys, my name is Ko Ting Hui and I'm from hospitality management. Now I'm going to explain my project research. It's about Taiwan and Indonesia economy. Before we start our explanation, I'll let you know to you guys if I'm going to speak English because my Chinese is still poor. So let's start our discussion. Let's start about basic theory economy. So according to Greek, economy is from two different words, oikos and nomos. Oikos means household and nomos means about rules. So economy can be understanding as human activities related to production, distribution, and consumption. So why every human like us need economy? Because human as economic actor have unlimited needs while satisfying means of limited humans needs. So usually all countries in the world has a same goal for their economic system. So which is first attain the level of prosperity and welfare of their people. Second, increase economic growth. Third, achieve economic stability with broad employment opportunities. Fourth, reduce the number of employed. Fifth, income disruption among various groups and layers of society. In Taiwan itself, the economy of Taiwan is a developed capitalist economy that ranks as the 7th largest in Asia and the 22 largest in the world. Taiwan has a dynamic capitalist economy with a guideline for investment and foreign trade by economic growth in Taiwan in GDP has averaged 8% over the past three years. The past 3 decades, and the GDP itself is about talking about market value of the economic value. So for Taiwan itself, until right now, the GDP is 613,295 US dollar. In Indonesia, the economy of Indonesia is the largest in Southeast Asia and is the one of the emerging marketing economies of the world. Indonesia is a member of G20 and classified as a newly industrialized country. The GDP for Indonesia itself is 1,074,966 US dollar. Now let's talk about their statistic. Taiwan's economic advance 1.5% years in the first quarter of 2020, slowing from a 3.3% expansion in the previous period and slightly above the preliminary reading of 1.5%. It was a weakest growth rate since the first quarter in 2016, when the economic shrank 0.1% as the coronavirus pandemic hit in the Taiwan's economy. Meanwhile, in Indonesia, Indonesia investment growth or capital formation is projected to grow 5% in 2019 and projected to continue to grow in 2020 and 2021 with growth projection of 5.5% and 6% respectively. So it should be noted that the investment growth project by the World Bank is still lower than the investment growth achievement in 2018, which reached 6.7%. So let's talk about study methods of Taiwan's and Indonesia economy. So in Taiwan, they have the strategies and divided into 6 stages. First stage is about 1950s. In years 1950s, it's about in pursuit of stability and self-sufficiency. This part is to make use of tariff and import controls in the fostering development of domestic industry. And the second, in 1960s, it's about expanding export of light industry. This part is about export-oriented industries of to take advantage of low-cost labor and tap the potential of markets beyond Taiwanese. Third, it's in the year 1970s. So it's about developing basic and heavy industries. This part is by in the end of 1960s, rapid export expansion has stimulated strong domestic demand for machinery, equipment, and intermediate material on the one hand. And fourth, it's in the year 1980, sorry, 1980s, and talking about economic liberalization and technology intensive development. In this early 1980s, the economy began to reap the benefits of trade promotion policies, and increasing surplus was recorded in foreign trades. Fifth, in 1990s, it's talking about coping with change and setting new priorities. As the 1990s began, Taiwan turned to the task of strengthening its infrastructure. Toward this end, a 6 year national development plan was introduced in 1991. In 1994, the government assigned top priority to the implementation of the 12 major construction projects. So finally, in 2000s, it's about industrial renovation and global linkage. Since entering the 21st centuries, Taiwan has a fresh new situation. It's about like rapid progression of for globalization. Right now, I'm going to explain about the Indonesian strategies. So it's very simple strategies. These strategies are then investing by setting objective and focus of each stage. So the strategies is only to place the emphasis on the agriculture and industrial sectors that support the agriculture sectors, lay a strong foundation for the next stage, and then put the emphasis on the agricultural sectors by increasing industries that process raw materials into raw materials lay a solid foundation for the next stage, and keep repeat to the next stage. Just keep repeat. So for the conclusion, as not in the introduction, Taiwan and Indonesia has a different ways to fulfill their economic, but they still have a same goal. Taiwan's economy was gradually developed into a small capabilities economic guide by small and medium-sized enterprises, supplemented by the government of the Republic of China, which invests most of public enterprises and many capabilities economic guide by foreign investment. And there's Indonesia. Indonesia has success in achieving stability in the polish and manufacturing and processing industries capable by driving Indonesia economic growth. So that's all for my discussion. I hope this discussion about Taiwan's and Indonesian economic can be useful for our future. So thank you for listening to my explanation. Thank you so much.